It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
And welcome to your Wednesday morning. We got a lot going on in the weather world today. So thank you for listening to Wake Up Weather this morning. Many of you waking up to showers and thunderstorms this morning already. Today, a 1-2 punch in the forecast. I have 2 different rounds of rain and storms, both of which could slow you down and even bring us some severe weather to the Ozarks. So we're going to dive right into the forecast today. There is a lot to talk about. The rain and storm activity that's on the radar already, it's powerful. Very heavy downpours. Those can be expected through the morning drive time, I think through the mid-morning hours and perhaps even lasting until lunch in many locations. A second round of showers and thunderstorms will then be possible as we head into the afternoon hours. But the storms take the headlines for your Wednesday temperature forecast. It's a tough one today because of the rain and storms that may linger around. I also have kind of a break in between the storms, so we might have some opportunity to warm up. But I think for the most part today, we're heading to the mid 80s for highs, low 80s if you stay underneath the storms and the rain showers most of the day. Check out the headlines here. 2 rounds of severe weather possible, all modes of severe weather possible here today. That includes the risk for heavy downpours like what we're already seeing this morning, gusty winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. Some hail is going to be possible today, and there's even a low end chance for some tornadic activity. So no matter where you're heading, make sure you know what your safety plan is wherever you are this afternoon. We have morning storms that are already bringing heavy rain. That's going to persist. So already we're seeing some of the ponding on the roadways. Slow it down this morning. If you're driving, remember headlights on if you have any rain falling at all, because we have widespread rain and storms, and they're going to be pretty persistent here through at least the lunch hour in many places. Then we might get a few hours of a break. Noon to 4 looking like the dry time across the Ozarks for the most part. But we have another chance for rain and storms that develops for us as we head into the evening hours. Another round coming in this evening, and that one could also pack a punch. In fact, if we get a significant amount of dry time and our temperatures heat up, that's actually really not good news for us in the Ozarks because it will allow energy to build. It'll make that second round of storms powerful too. And once again, by this afternoon and evening, we could be talking about storms with the potential for all modes of severe weather. I do expect that the round that comes through Wednesday evening will be more isolated in nature. This morning, the radar pretty widespread with some of the rainfall that's out there. Southern Ozarks probably have the best chance for the second round of rain and storms. And I'm thinking that we see the storms kind of linger around through sunset tonight, and we'll then watch them move on out of here for the overnight hours. Then as we head into the weekend forecast, the story is that it's going to get warmer again, back to the 90s in the forecast. And I also have the potential for some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in the forecast, even as we head to the weekend. But it's not a washout of a weekend. These are just kind of pop-up showers and thunderstorms, nothing that's going to rain you out all weekend long. The forecast for today, well, in Springfield, I'm saying 82 degrees. And that's because we hold on to some of the cloud cover, the rain showers. We have those few hours of dry time. Highs could make it as high as the mid 80s, but I'm going 82 for the high temperature forecast today. Numbers, well, they're going to be on the cool side of average, but that's because I think we have 2 rounds of rain. As soon as we get rid of some of the rain chances in the forecast, we see those numbers skyrocket again for the rest of the week. In fact, we're back to the mid 80s tomorrow. We've got high temperatures pushing 90 by Friday, and I think we're in the low 90s for the weekend forecast. I have an opportunity for some rain and storms Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, but I'm not putting it on the icon on the extended forecast here because it's not a great chance for rain. Like I said, these are not washout days for the weekend. Today is really the day where I think we have rain on the radar for most of the afternoon. Friday and Sunday, it's going to be about a 20 or 30% chance for rain. And then we're done with it. We can leave those behind as we head into the early part of next week. Around the country, weather still making headlines today. Record heat still possible from Texas all the way to the Gulf Coast. We've also got fire weather back in the headlines. It's almost fire season across the country, and there is a risk for wildfires today from the Great Basin back into the central southwestern portion of Texas. High fire danger there. Of course, they've been dealing with the drought conditions, the gusty winds, and the dry air. that persists for them today. There's also headlines coming out of Hawaii that don't expire until this morning of high wind. There are a lot of high wind warnings, red flag warnings, and surf warnings all along the Hawaiian Islands. There's some tropical activity about 600 miles from the coast, but heavy winds because of the weather pattern setup out for our friends in Hawaii. If you or your family are out there right now, boy, it looks very windy. You're probably going to hear about that in some of the national headlines. All right, it is time for the brain twister question this morning. I will show you yesterday's question. I saw many of you taking a guess over on the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. Here's the question again. What mammal has the longest pregnancy? And the options were A, humans, B, elephants, C, hippopotamuses, or D, giraffes. And a lot of people knew this. I did not know this until researching this question, but I guess it makes sense. The answer is B, elephants. And on average, an elephant's pregnancy, this is an African elephant, 645 days, which just seems cruel. A couple years of pregnancy. And that's one of the reasons is because they're the largest, land mammal. Whales, interestingly, are actually a shorter gestational period, 480 to 590 days, so still entirely too long. And then it goes down the list. Pretty much large animals have the longest pregnancies. Rhinoceroses, 450 days, giraffes, 420 days, and alpacas, 335 days. So God bless them. That's a long time to be pregnant. As we head into tomorrow, let me give you a preview of the weather quiz question for you. The brain twister is, which of these is not a real job? Do you think it is A, an elf whisperer, B, a scuba diving pizza delivery man, C, wildful buoyancy tester, or D, a professional mourner? I know you're dying to know, but you might have a guess. So take your guess over on the Around the Ozarks Facebook page. Thank you for listening this morning. I sure appreciate it. And I really hope everyone pays attention to the weather forecast today. Stay safe from those showers and thunderstorms. We've got you covered up to the minute with weather details all day long over on aroundtheozarks.com. So check that out there. Thanks for listening, and I will chat with you in the morning.